So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto number 7, Chapter number 5, Prahlad, the saintly son Hiranyakashipu, texts 25 and 26. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Nishamya Etat Sutta Vacha Hiranyakashipu Tada Guru Putram Uvacha Idam Rusha Prasparita Adara Brahmabandho Kim etat Te Vipaksham Shrayata Atata Asaram Grahita Hala Mam Anadritya Durmate Nishamyai Tatsutta Vacho Hiranyakashipushtada Guru Putram Uvachedam Risha Prashparitadara Brahmabandho Kimetate Vipaksham Shrayathasata Sarangrahito Balo Mam Anadrit Yadurmate Nishamyai Tatsutta Vacho Hiranyakashipushtada Guruputram Uvachedam Rusha Prashparitadhara Brahmabandho Kimetate Vipaksham Shrayathasata Sarangrahito Balo Mamanandritya Durmate. Nishamya, hearing. Etat, this. Sutta Vachaha, speech from his son. Hiranyakashipu. Tada, at that time, Guru Putram, unto the son of Shukracharya, his spiritual master, Uvacha, spoke, Idam, this, Rusha, with anger, Prashparita, trembling, Adara, whose lips, Brahmabandho, O unqualified son of a Brahman, Kim etat, what is this? Te, by you, Vipaksham, the party of my enemies. Shrayata, taking shelter of.
Делавшим своим прибежищем.
Asata, most mischievous.
Злонамеренным.
Asaram, nonsense.
Здорово.
Grahita, taught.
Научен.
Bala, the boy.
Мальчик.
Mom, me.
Меня.
Anadritya, not caring for.
Не уважаем. Не уважаем.
Durmate, O foolish teacher.
О, глупый учитель.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. After hearing these words of devotional service from the mouth of his son Prahlad, Hiranyakashipu was extremely angry. His lips trembling, he spoke as follows to Shanda, the son of his guru Shukracharya. O unqualified, most heinous son of a Brahmin, you have disobeyed my order of taking shelter of the party of my enemies. You have taught this poor boy about devotional service. What is this nonsense?
Перевод и комментарий из Божественной милости Бачарьи Наравинды Бхактивинода Свами Прабхупады. Услышав, что его сын Прохлада говорит о преданном служении, Хираньякашипу ужасно разгневался. Губы его задрожали, и он стал отчитывать Шанду, сына своего гуру Шукрачари. «О негодный, гнусный потомок Брахмана! Ты ослушался меня и встал на сторону моих врагов. Ты научил этого бедного мальчика преданному служению. Как ты мог совершить такую глупость?»
Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jata Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatan Vitam Dam Sajivam Sadaitam Zavadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha. So, these rascals, they do not like devotional service.
Так эти негодяи, они отвергают преданное служение.
They become very, very angry.
И становятся очень гневливыми.
Just like also that Maharaj Vena,
Подобно Махараджи Вену.
when he took over the administration of the kingdom, he banned all the worship of Vishnu.
Он в своем управлении отменил поклонение Вишну.
That now on you Brahmins just worship me.
И сказал своим браманам: теперь же поклоняйтесь мне.
So the nature of the demon is, he thinks he is God.
И природа демона такова, он считает себя Богом.
He thinks that he is the supreme.
Он думает, что он является Верховным.
Pravittim cha navrittim cha jana navadarasara nasaucham napinacharo nasatyam teshu vidyate. Those who are demoniac do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done.
Те, кто демоны, не знают, что нужно делать и что не нужно.
Neither cleanliness nor proper behavior nor truthfulness can be found in them.
Никакой чистоты, поведения и правдивости в них нет.
Asatyam apratishtam che jagadahura nishvaram. Aparasparas sambhutam kim anyat kama haitukam. They say that this world is unreal,
Они говорят, что этот мир — это иллюзия.
with no foundation,
Никакой основы у него нет.
with no God in control.
Никакого Бога нет, который контролирует.
They say that it is produced of sex desire,
Они говорят, что этот мир сотворен желанием секса.
with no cause other than lust.
Никакой причины другой нету, кроме как вожделения.
Just like now, they say that the biggest scientist in the world is Dr. Stephen Hawking.
Как сейчас говорят, что величайший ученый в этом мире — это доктор Стивен Хокинс.
And this is Dr. He Hawkins, just like the ass, hee-haw, hee-haw. Asyo, Asyo goes hee-haw, hee-haw.
Ученый подобен ослу.
So it is Dr. He Hawkins. He Hawkins. Asyo, Doctor. Dr. Asyo.
Имя так звучит, как будто бы И-А.
So, he says that this universe comes out of absolutely nothing.
Говорит, что эта вселенная возникла абсолютно из ничего.
This is his claim. It comes out of absolutely nothing.
Это вот его такое утверждение, полностью из ничего возникла вселенная.
And he claims to be scientist.
И он утверждает, что он ученый.
But I ask you, is there any scientific experiment that has ever taken something out of nothing?
Но мое утверждение, вот вообще экспериментально что-нибудь вообще может возникнуть из ничего? Видите,
Has any scientist ever proven by experiment that he can take nothing and get something?
какой-нибудь ученый смог доказать экспериментально, что вот мы берем ничего и получаем что-то?
How many of you in this room today have ever cooked popcorn? Anyone has cooked popcorn? Yes, here's popcorn. Yes. Yes, all right. None of the ladies cook popcorn, only the men?
Попкорн когда-нибудь.
So, when you made that popcorn,
Когда мы делаем этот попкорн,
did you take an empty pot?
если мы берем пустой пакет,
And the popcorn came pop, pop, pop out of an empty pot?
то есть мы берем кастрюлю, сначала пустая, а потом она разрастается и становится полная кастрюля попкорна.
The Nectar Devotion says, don't hold your knees in front of the deities. I see two of you are doing it. Yeah. It's an austerity, you may have to move around a little bit, but don't hold your knees like in front of the deities. That's in the Nectar Devotion.
То есть в нектаре преданности говорится, что не надо обнимать колени перед божеством.
No, when you get popcorn, you put some kernels in that pot.
И когда мы готовим попкорн, в кастрюлю кладем вот эти зерна попкорна.
Some oil, some kernels, and then you get popcorn. You see.
Там зерна, то есть масло кладем.
So anyone who has ever made popcorn, they can prove that Dr. He Hawkins doesn't know what he's talking about.
И любой, кто готовил когда-нибудь попкорн, может сказать с уверенностью, что доктор Хи Хокинс не знает, о чем он говорит.
But this Dr. He Hawkins, he is so popular, he wrote one book, he sold 10 million copies of that book, you understand? 10 million copies he sold.
Представьте себе, что этот доктор Хи Хокинс, он настолько популярный, что он написал книгу.
This is what we are dealing with in this Krishna consciousness movement. We are dealing against a world that is very attracted to atheism.
И вот мы сейчас вот как раз вот в сознании Кришны имеем дело с миром, который полон атеизма.
It is Hiranyakashipu civilization.
Это цивилизация Хираньякашипу.
So Prabhupada has given us a big mission.
Прабхупада установил большую миссию.
First he said, chant Hare Krishna and be happy.
В первую очередь он сказал нам повторять Харе Кришну и быть.
And then what he said after that?
И после этого он сказал:
Save the world.
спасите
He wants us to make a revolution against this impious civilization,
Хотите организовать революцию в этом
to
неблагочестивом,
destroy this atheistic philosophy,
уничтожить эту атеистическую философию,
to destroy hedonism,
уничтожить
to destroy impersonalism.
имперсонализм.
Just see what it is our duty, my dear devotees, it is our duty. We are on a mission given by Srila Prabhupada that now we must save the whole world.
Мои дорогие преданные, представьте себе, что это миссия Прабхупады, я говорю, мы должны спасти этот мир.
So, what is the first step to save the whole world?
Каков же первый этап спасения мира?
I must save myself.
Я должен себя спасти сначала.
Now I'm simply Godas,
Я просто сейчас Годас,
serving my senses,
просто служу чувствам.
eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, you see.
Ем, сплю, совокупляюсь и обороняюсь.
When my senses say eat, I eat.
И чувства говорят, я хочу есть, хочу есть.
When my senses say, why don't you look at that pretty girl over there, I look at that pretty girl over there.
И
You see, in
чувства
this
говорят,
way.
вот посмотри, что смотришь на эту девушку, посмотри вот на ту вот там.
In this way we are pulled by our senses, you see.
И таким образом мы просто, наши чувства нас тянут.
Indriya seva, service of the senses.
Служение индрий, чувствам.
But what does the Shastra say?
Ну что говорят шастры?
Rishikesha rishikena sevanam. We must engage these senses in the service of the master of the senses.
Хришикена, Хришикеша, мы должны занять свои чувства в служении мастеру, господину чувств.
Then you may say, well, why should I do that? I enjoy gratifying my senses.
И вы должны думать, что я должен делать, чтобы
Well, I'll tell you why.
наслаждать чувством.
You are not your senses.
Мы должны понять, что мы не есть эти чувства.
It's not you.
Это не мы.
When you gratify your senses, you're not actually satisfying yourself.
Когда мы наслаждаем чувства, на самом деле мы сами не наслаждаемся. Мы не
All you're
удовлетворяемся.
doing is satisfying a false sense of yourself.
Просто мы удовлетворяем ложное ощущение себя.
It's like I'm sitting here and my shadow is here
Например, я сижу здесь,
at the Sunday feast,
моя тень.
and the server gives all the prasadam to my shadow.
И, допустим, на воскресном пире и преданные дают просад моей
My shadow is getting fat, but I'm starving.
Моя тень, она толстеет, а я вот голодаю.
So sense gratification means you're serving the shadow of yourself.
И чувство, удовлетворение чувств означает, что мы кормим.
You're not serving your actual self.
Мы своей настоящей сущности не служим, на самом деле.
So therefore the Paramahamsas,
Поэтому парамахамсы,
those who are intelligent,
разумные люди,
they don't waste their time playing around with Srimati Maya Devi.
они не тратят попусту время, играя с Шримати Майя Деви.
They engage their senses
Они занимают свои чувства
in the service of Krishna.
в служении Кришне.
And you know what happens when you water the root of the tree?
И знаете, что происходит, когда мы поливаем
Everyone knows.
дерево?
When you water the root of the tree,
Если мы поливаем корень дерева,
all the leaves and branches are nourished.
то все ветки и листья, они получают
When
питание.
you feed your belly,
Если мы
your whole body becomes fed.
то все тело насыщается.
Do you require to give nourishment to the parts of your body separately?
Хотите, если вы дадите каждой части тела питание отдельно,
That I'll take some rice and I'll smear it all over my body.
попытаемся просад втирать в тело рис.
No,
Не сработает.
that would be so much trouble. You have to fill the bathtub up with some dal and soak in the dal every day to get some nourishment.
Просто будем ощущение такое тупое будет.
No, you just put it in your mouth. It goes to the belly digests, and through the bloodstream, that nutrition goes everywhere.
Если мы просто принимаем пищу в наш желудок, и там происходит пищеварение, то весь организм насыщается.
So, if you will simply give your love to Krishna,
И просто мы должны отдать свою любовь Кришне.
then your love will go everywhere.
Когда наша любовь распространится повсюду,
You will be loved.
мы будем любимы.
Everyone will be loved.
Каждый будет любим.
And you will feel so happy.
И будете ощущать такое
You'll be liberated.
будем освобождены.
And you won't be misguided by the Stephen Hawkings of this world into some crazy atheistic philosophy which simply opens the door to unrestricted hedonism. Which leads you nowhere but to an unceremonious death. So we have a few minutes left here. Perhaps some of you have some questions. I can try to answer them. You can be my hearing aid. You can hear and then you can tell me what they said if I can't make it up. So many questions? There's one.
What does it mean to surrender to Krishna?
What does it mean to surrender to Krishna?
Surrendering to Krishna means you become completely ecstatic 24 hours a day. Totally blissed out. That from now on, every thought, every word, and every deed will be, it'll be pure nectar. Because every thought I think, I will think it in such a way that it pleases Krishna. And every word that comes out of my mouth, I won't speak it unless that word is pleasing to Krishna. And I won't perform any action with my body unless it is pleasing to Krishna. Surrender to Krishna means I want to show Krishna how much I love him. That every thought will be for Krishna. Every word will be for Krishna. And every action will be for Krishna. So now do you understand what is surrender?
How to achieve this?
Yes. This is given by Rupa Goswami. Actually, Srila Rupa Goswami gives 64 items that you have to do to become surrendered. 64 different items. These are presented by Srila Prabhupada in his book called The Nectar of Devotion. Have you seen that book, The Nectar of Devotion? Yes. So, these 64 items are summarized in 3 items. If you can just do these 3 items, then you will be successful. Actually, 3 is a very significant number. I notice here in this room today, there are three items that each have 3 legs. The shloka board has 3 legs. The camera stand has 3 legs. And the microphone stand has 3 legs. Now, if any of these 3 stands had only 2 legs, what would happen? It would fall down, you see. Or 1 leg, it would fall down even faster. So this 3, if you have 3 legs, then you have a solid position. 3 will give you a solid position. So Rupa Goswami is given, of all these 64 items, these are the 3 most essential items for surrendering to Krishna. He says the first thing is you have to take shelter of a spiritual master. The second thing is you have to be initiated by that spiritual master. And the third step is now you have to obey the orders of the spiritual master. So if you can do these 3 things, take shelter of Guru, be initiated by Guru, and obey Guru, then your surrender will become perfect. That is the technique, how to surrender.
Такова техника, как предаться.
So any other questions?
Еще вопрос?
Когда мы выполняем указания духовного учителя, как нам действительно делать это служение ему для него?
When we follow the instructions of the spiritual master, how actually can we do it for him,
То есть бескорыстно.
for the sake of him?
Yes. How can you obey Guru's order in a mood of doing it for him?
Yeah.
Yeah. If we remember Srila Prabhupada, he is the perfect, Prabhupada is the perfect example.
Замечательным примером тому является Шрила Прабхупада.
If we see how much he was dedicated to serving the order of his spiritual master,
Мы можем наблюдать, каким образом, насколько он был предан наставлениям своего духовного учителя.
I can tell you this, Prabhu,
Это я могу вам точно
that
сказать.
if you don't really want to, if you want to do it in a mood of not pleasing your spiritual master, you won't be able to maintain that dedication to following that order.
Если мы не сможем, если мы не будем делать в настроении того, чтобы удовлетворить гуру, то мы долго не сможем совершать.
Krishna consciousness means you have to become selfless.
Сознание Кришны означает, что мы должны стать самоотверженными, бескорыстными.
You may think, well, I will follow this order just for my own benefit. I don't care about pleasing the spiritual master. I just follow this order for my own benefit.
Я могу подумать, ну вот я просто буду делать то, что духовный учитель говорит, но не ради него, просто вот ради того, чтобы самому благо обрести.
You may follow for a short time, but you will not have the taste.
Но может быть некоторые
To continue following it.
поделаем, но долго не продлится.
But when you follow the order to please the spiritual master,
Но если мы следуем этим указаниям, чтобы удовлетворить духовного учителя,
then you can serve that order for all of eternity.
тогда мы сможем выполнять это указание целую вечность.
So we have to try to love the spiritual master.
Поэтому мы должны обрести любовь к духовному учителю.
So how will we do that?
И как мы это сможем?
How do I develop loving feelings for the spiritual
Как
master?
развить эти любовные чувства к духовному учителю?
Actually, you already have the innate tendency to love Krishna and to love Guru. It is already there within your heart.
Естественно, у нас есть уже природная склонность любить Кришну и Гуру.
If that tendency to love them were not there, no amount of practice could bring that tendency into existence.
Если бы у нас этой склонности не было, то никакая бы деятельность не могла бы ее развить, вечную эту склонность сердца.
Because you already have that tendency.
Смысл в том, что мы уже у нас
Through
есть
practicing
склонность.
the Vaidhi Bhakti system, it will naturally come out.
Если практиковать систему Вайдхи Бхакти, то
And specifically, Rupa Goswami gives the 6 loving exchanges.
естественно эти чувства придут. И особенно Рупа Госвами выделяет 6 взаимоотношений любви.
This is how to develop love.
Каким образом развить любовь?
Just like inquiring,
Как вопрошать.
that is inquiring, and then when you inquire, you're revealing your heart to the spiritual master, that I have this question. So that is one of the 6 items. You reveal your heart to the spiritual master. Now you've engaged in a loving exchange with him.
Когда мы вопрошаем, мы открываем сердце духовному учителю. Это один из способов духовных любовных
And then-
отношений.
And then the spiritual master, he will reveal his heart to you. He will answer the question.
И потом духовный учитель, он открывает свое сердце по направлению к нам и отвечает на наши
So in
вопросы.
this way, by you revealing your heart and then opening your heart to hear the Guru reveal his heart to you, that is 2 of the 6 items.
И таким образом, когда мы открываем духовному учителю свое сердце, и духовный учитель
By
открывает
serving-
сердце нам, то тогда это уже
Serving prasadam to the spiritual master.
подавать духовному учителю просад, это тоже одно из
By receiving prasadam from the spiritual master.
принимать просад от духовного учителя,
By giving gifts to the spiritual master.
дарить подарки духовному учителю,
Receiving gifts from the spiritual master.
принимать подарки от духовного учителя,
Giving service also is a form of gift.
давать, выполнять служение в форме подарка.
If I render service to the spiritual master, then I am giving gift.
Когда я служу духовному учителю, то я своего рода дарю ему подарок.
One of my students talked about giving me a gift from my Vyas Puja.
Мои ученики
And I instructed the best gift is that you come to my Vyas Puja.
Я всегда говорю им, что самый лучший подарок для меня это то, что вы приходите на мою Вьяса-пуджу.
So in this way, by this giving gifts, receiving gifts, serving prasadam, accepting prasadam, revealing the heart, hearing the spiritual master reveal his heart to me, that loving will naturally come.
Естественно, если мы используем эти 6 способов любовных взаимоотношений, мы вопрошаем, мы раскрываем сердце, мы дарим подарки, принимаем подарки,
It takes time.
раздаем просад, принимаем просад, то, естественно, любовь возникнет в нашем сердце.
When I first heard about Srila Prabhupada, I was invited by my future godbrother to come and hear the Srila Prabhupada, but I didn't want to go. I had no attraction to go here from Srila Prabhupada. At that time I was Mayavadi. And I thought I actually was Krishna. By Mayavadi philosophy, I thought I was Krishna. So I didn't want to go to hear the Swami that he might tell me that I wasn't Krishna. So in the beginning, I had no feeling of love, you see. I wanted to avoid Prabhupada's association. But when I realized I actually realized I am suffering in this material world. I tried to be God, but it didn't work. And then I was praying, how can I become the servant of God? You see. And then once I had that sincere desire that I want to become servant of God, then Krishna sent one of Prabhupada's disciples there to my town. His Holiness Vishnu Janaswami Maharaj came to Austin, Texas. And we heard from him about Prabhupada. Now he loved Prabhupada. He had very strong feelings of affection for Srila Prabhupada. And when you would hear about Prabhupada and Vishnu Jana Maharaj, you would go, wow, I want to meet this Prabhupada. So by hearing about the spiritual master also, you see, from those who love the spiritual master, if you will hear about the spiritual master, from those who love the spiritual master, and just by that hearing, your feeling of love can come too. There was one lady who was coming to hear those lectures of Vishnu Janaswami. And this lady, she had a little baby girl. And this baby girl also heard about Prabhupada. And she would say the name of Prabhupada, Prabhupada! Little baby, you see. In baby talk. But with so much love, calling out, Prabhupada! Just by hearing this little baby say, Prabhupada, you would know, you would also feel, this Prabhupada must be somebody very wonderful and very special, very lovable person. But I can tell you the actual way that love for Prabhupada came was by one thing especially. Prabhupada's loving dealings with us. He was so kind. He was showering us with oceans and oceans of love. Unless you're just a complete atheist, impersonalist, you would feel something when Prabhupada would give you his love. You see? You would feel. I used to write people letters before I was Karmi. I would have sometimes write people letters. I never got a letter like the ones that Prabhupada wrote me.
Я часто, когда был еще в армии, я часто писал людям письма.
How much love he would put into a letter. When you would get a letter from Prabhupada, it was amazing.
И получал письма. И я никогда не получал таких писем, как от Прабхупады. И даже в письме Прабхупады.
Even on the very outside of the envelope, it would say, you know, this is how he would address his disciples in writing a letter.
Что он вкладывал столько любви в свои письма.
He would say, His Grace, Shriman Sankarshan Das Brahmachari.
И даже в начале вот письма он...
Can you imagine getting a letter from Prabhupada where he addresses you in an honorific way with a big title? I mean, just looking at the envelope, your heart would melt, you know. You'd actually want to cry just seeing the envelope, you know. It'd say Tridandi Goswami, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, and the return address, and then it'd be His Grace Sriman Sankarshan Das Brahmachari. And then when you open, then when you read the letter, oh, it's just flowing with unlimited mercy. Of course, there would always be a doubt, well, because the secretary typed it. Did Prabhupada actually say everything here, or did the secretary add some words too? There'd be a little doubt, you know. I mean, Prabhupada signed it, but maybe the secretary put a few things you didn't know. Really. But I got one letter from Prabhupada where I knew this was definitely Prabhupada's words. Because you know what he did? After he signed it, he wrote a PS in his own hand. And this really captured, when Prabhupada, and this PS, Prabhupada really captured my heart. Let me tell you, really captured my heart. Because, you know, you joined ISKCON, it's like a big army, you know, and Prabhupada's the general up there, you know, everybody's bowing down, the big general, you know. So there's that side to Prabhupada, the commanding general of Lord Chaitanya's army, you see. But there's another side, and that is Prabhupada's your father. You see. So in this PS, he said, P.S. we are going to Nairobi on Friday night. Now he's writing to me as my affectionate father, my dear son, I just want to let you know we're going to Nairobi on Friday night. So the key is just try to see how the spiritual master is giving his love to you. Just try to open the heart and see how the spiritual master is giving his love to you. Be open to being loved by the spiritual master. And if you do that, your feelings of love will naturally come out to want to reciprocate with that love. And in this way, when you serve his instructions, you'll do it not thinking simply what I can get out of it, but you'll think, how can I do this to please him? And when you actually please the spiritual master, do you only please the spiritual master? No. You please all the predecessor acharyas, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, all the way back to Krishna. And when you please Krishna, then there is nothing that compares with that happiness in your heart you will feel. So any other questions?
Like it is said that every our activity we should devote to Krishna. But for example, I like dance in some
National dance.
Huh?
National Estonian
Folk.
dance. Folk.
some national folk Estonian dance. And can I dance for Krishna, or is it maybe offense?
So she's saying that everything should be offered to Krishna with devotion. And for example, a lady is speaking that she is dancing, like for example, Estonian national folk dances. So is this like offensive, or can this be offered to Krishna?
To make some passion.
This may create some passion, though, if one dances.
Do you get paid for it? No?
Вы получаете за это деньги? Нет.
So you're a folk dancer. You've been doing this many years.
Как вы танцуете эти вот народные танцы и делаете это уже много лет?
Well, I know that in our movement, some dancing girls, they joined our movement.
Но я знаю, что в наше движение приходит много.
And Prabhupada asked this, there was one lady actually, her name was Shatarupa Devi Dasi.
Была одна девушка, помню, звали.
She was ballerina.
Она была балериной.
So Prabhupada said, now you make a ladies dancing troupe to do Krishna conscious dances.
Так теперь ты можешь создать группу девушек и делать танцы.
So whatever talent you've developed as a folk dancer,
И любой талант, который можем развить, допустим.
you can make some Krishna conscious folk dancing that you can do at festivals. Just like in the Polish festival, there's so many performing arts. Devotees do the traveling Polish festival.
Эти таланты мы можем создавать, делать какие-то фестивали, организовывать.
So these performing arts, they can be offered in Krishna service.
Подобно польскому фестивалю. И все эти таланты мы можем занимать в преданном служении Кришне.
Use them to glorify Krishna.
Использовать это, чтобы прославить Кришну.
And then they become perfect.
И тогда мы обретем совершенство.
Does that satisfy you?
Удовлетворил
All right.
ответ?
Any other question?
Еще вопросы?
Вы говорили о том, что нужно спасти мир, но прежде нужно спасти себя, что является критерием и признаком, что мы себя спасаем.
You said in the lecture that our mission is to save the world, but first of all we have to save ourselves. And what is the criterion of saving ourselves?
Saving yourself means
Спасение себя означает,
that you no longer engage yourself in the service of the material energy.
что мы свои чувства не занимаем больше служением материальной энергии.
That you become 100% absorbed in serving Krishna 24 hours a day. That is saving yourself.
24 часа, 100% мы поглощены служением Кришне.
Как лучше помнить гуру, если он не рядом?
How properly can we remember Guru if he is
How
not-
often?
How
Better.
properly better to remember or more often remember Guru if he is not close to us, is not here, is absent.
If he's not present?
Yeah.
Well, one can... Prabhupada, actually it was here. We had a class one day on the Chaitanya Charitamrita. It was here in Tallinn. We read one day
Помню, как-то здесь
in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prabhupada explains that one should always meditate upon and worship the order received from one's spiritual master.
что как-то здесь в Таллине, помню, мы читали читание Чайтамриты, там Прабхупада говорил, что мы должны слушать духовного учителя и принимать.
Just like Prabhupada constantly meditated upon and worshipped the order of his spiritual master.
Что Прабхупада всегда медитировал на то, чтобы служить наставлением духовного учителя.
That my spiritual master has ordered me to spread Krishna consciousness to the English-speaking world. I must carry out this order to please him.
Что мой духовный учитель наказал мне проповедовать сознание Кришны в странах.
He was constantly meditating on that, constantly.
Мы должны постоянно думать об этом.
So in the same way, whatever order you receive from your spiritual master, whatever orders you have gotten, you must constantly meditate on them.
Таким образом, когда мы получаем наставление от нашего духовного учителя, мы должны постоянно медитировать на них, размышлять об этих наставлениях.
When you chant your japa, you can chant your japa to qualify yourself to carry out the order of your spiritual master.
Когда мы читаем джапу, мы можем молиться о том, чтобы стать квалифицированными, следовать наставлению духовного учителя.
When you take prasadam, you give your body the energy to carry out the order of your spiritual master.
Когда мы вкушаем прасад, мы получаем энергию, чтобы выполнять наставление.
When you take rest,
Когда мы отдыхаем,
or even go to the toilet,
или даже
everything is for keeping the body fit so you can successfully carry out the order of your spiritual master.
для того, чтобы держать тело в форме, чтобы служить духовному учителю.
Everything for Guru.
Все служит этому.
Everything, 24 hours a day. You must, everything must be devoted to him.
Полностью.
That is our philosophy.
Такова наша философия.
If we say, no, Guru is not necessary, I just go straight to Krishna.
Ну, можем сказать, гуру не обязательно напрямую Кришну, просто буду обращаться.
What does Krishna say about that philosophy?
Ну, что Кришна такое, сам Кришна говорит?
In the Adi Purana, does anyone know that slok?
Одна известная шлока.
Ye me bhakta jana parata, na me bhakta sthite janaha, mad bhaktanam chaye bhaktas, te me bhakta tamamata. The one who is my devotee,
Тот, кто мой преданный,
na me bhaktas, he's not my devotee.
тот, кто считает, говорит, что он мой преданный,
But the devotee of my devotee, he is my actual devotee.
но тот, кто говорит, что он преданный моего преданного, он на самом деле преданный.
So do you think it is not necessary to always remember the order of your spiritual master? Oh, all I have to do is be Krishna conscious. Come on.
То есть, если мы думаем, что без медитации на наставление духовного учителя, просто мы...
What will Krishna say to your so-called Krishna consciousness? Get out, you upstart. Get out.
Если вы так думаете, то убирайтесь, выскочки.
You can only approach me through the medium of your spiritual master.
Кришна говорит, что ты можешь обратиться ко мне только через моего представителя духовного.
So you must always meditate on the order received from Guru Maharaj.
Поэтому мы должны всегда медитировать на духовном учителе.
Otherwise you are simply nonsense.
Иначе мы просто глупцы.
Any other questions?
Еще вопрос.
Everyone satisfied now?
Удовлетворены ли вы?
Ready to get out there and save the world for Prabhupada?
Готовы встать и пойти спасать мир?
Make a revolution here in the Baltic countries.
Совершить революцию?
Millions of books, millions of new devotees,
Миллионы книг, миллионы преданных,
thousands of festivals,
тысячи фестивалей.
Krishna conscious high court judges wearing tilak.
Судей, осознающих Кришну с тилоками.
All right, so now I'm getting ready to leave to head on to Latvia, Lithuania, and
Мне предстоит путешествие в Латвию, в Литву.
so I'm very much appreciative. Mataji also is very much appreciative how nicely you have received us here on this too short of a visit.
Я очень ценю. Спасибо вам большое за этот визит. Спасибо, Прабху, спасибо.
Kindly go deeper and deeper into this wonderful ocean known as the ocean of Krishna Bhakti.
Пожалуйста, очень внимательно отнеситесь к этому, что
Dive deeper and deeper and deeper into this sublime ocean.
все глубже и глубже в этот океан бхакти, преданного служения.
Chant your rounds with deep meditative concentration.
Повторяйте свои круги с глубоким, сосредоточенным вниманием.
Take your duties not as some chore, but as a nectarian opportunity to please the Lord.
Принимайте свой долг, то, что вам нужно делать, не как какой-то долг, а то, что приносит.
In other words, do everything with love.
Другими словами, делайте все с любовью.
That Krishna, you're so kind, you've given me this opportunity to serve you. Thank you, Krishna. Thank you, Krishna.
Что Кришна, ты такой добрый, спасибо за
In this way, always have an attitude of gratitude.
Таким образом мы будем развивать настроение благодарности
And you will capture Krishna.
и сможем поймать Кришну.
He will become your personal property.
Кришна станет нашим собственным имуществом.
So I thank you very much.
Я очень вас благодарю. Спасибо вам.
Kantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
His Grace Sankarshan Dasadikari ki.
Jai.